Boy, before Zaire's time, Zaire has no idea who Rick James is. They call Billy about that. But here we are, right here at the Lone Star Sports Show on the Lone Star Sports Network. Background singer. Look, you got Zaire laughing at you, man.
Hey, I got a lot of talent. I got a lot of talent.
Get your coaching job.
That's all. I got a lot of talent.
Right here at the Lone Star Sports Show on the Lone Star Sports Network. All things sports, all things Texas. As it always is, we get it done right here in Texas. And we got someone on the line right now that has shown that the Lone Star State can still do it. I see he's moved up one notch on one of these mock draft boards. We have Zhaire Smith of Lakeview Centennial High School, now a Red Raider out in Lubbock, Texas. Zhaire, how you doing today, man?
I'm doing good. How you doing?
Not bad, man. I was really really impressed when I text you today and said, Coach, let me get back with you. I'm in class. That's impressive, man.
Oh, I mean, come on, man.
I know a lot of guys quick
but I'm saying,
education go out the window, Coach.
But I'm saying, but
if your name is sitting right
everything you done seen from this young man, Coach, over the years. I mean, what else would you have thought?
No, I mean, I'm not surprised.
I got you. Okay.
But I'm still impressed. Yeah. You may not be surprised, but still can be impressed.
You know what I'm surprised and impressed with?
What's that?
Your change of voice.
I'm change the voice.
Yeah, you trying to turn into
got superstar on the line.
That's what I'm saying. You went into a mainstream type voice right there.
The mainstream type voice. Yeah. A mainstream guy, a big time guy. Man.
Hey, Zhaire, Alan Branch over there trying to coattail off you and roll right into the league with you.
Oh man,
he hoping TNT or somebody catch him tonight.
No, and not my lane, boy.
That's a good voice. I like that.
That's a good voice.
Keep that voice.
I don't even know what voice he's talking about. Yeah. But back to the man of the hour here, and the man of the next 24 minutes. Having Zhaire, incredibly proud of you. I just want to say that I've told you that on the phone in our conversations. I'm now telling you that in front of God and everybody that's listening. Got some people overseas that have followed you and excited about you, and I know how those Red Raider guns up people are about you, man. And the leading citizen, Zhaire Smith, being right here. Almost don't know exactly where to start, which is, I mean, how do you feel right now?
Right now, it's a blessing. I knew this day would come, but I didn't know it was going to happen this quick. I just worked hard. I worked hard all my life for this. But, yeah, it's a blessing.
Okay. Well, there's no doubt, you've proven your hard work. I projected 2 to 3 years, and you got here faster, and there's nothing wrong with that, And, I have total respect, and you've earned it. I don't think there's any smoke and mirrors and a hoax. You coming from an Elite 8, and the surprising thing was, I mean, I thought you could shoot 35, 38%. I think you shot 45, 46, depending on which percentage you want to look at. But some people say as high as 48% from the three-point line this year.
Yeah, great shot selection.
Yeah,
great,
and that's
great
shot selection.
I'm going to tell you the one thing that was impressive, though, that you knew was coming. It was just all about how the coaching staff was going to incorporate Zaire's talents. And you could tell that Chris Beard and his staff basically just told him, "Be you."
Right. Well, when I talked to Coach Beard, and I don't know, do you remember the night that Chris Ogden and I were standing on the baseline, night that y'all played South Garland at South Garland, and you may not even pay attention. You do remember? Okay.
Yeah, I remember because I remember you took a picture of me after the game.
Right. Okay. Exactly right. Yeah. And I was telling Augie that night, I said, Augie, you need to get Bill on the phone. This kid here with the motion, any kind of motion or flex is going to allow him to move freely. And he's a playmaking, a player that wants to do whatever it takes to win from whatever various places on the court.
Right.
He's not just a lockdown. He's more of a basketball player than he is a small forward.
Right.
My scouting report call you a 3 or a small forward, or some type of a wing. 3-2 wing, but in actuality, I see you as a basketball player.
Basketball player. That's where the game is right now. I mean, you got a 1 and a 5, and
everything else
and basketball players.
Right.
I mean, that's where the game is right now. One of the things, though, Coach, that really caught my attention early with Zhaire is that it's nothing against his teammates, because I know he loved them to death back at Lakeview, but Zhaire had to carry such a load that when he got himself around other players, he didn't have to carry that load. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, he had more help.
He had more help. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. He was always used to 2 or 3 guys every time he spins.
Well, Coach, he was on
guys there.
He was on the Elite 8 team, so he gonna have some other good.
That's what I'm saying.
Right,
but so much more one-on-one opportunity.
Yep.
You know, versus 2 or 3 guys being around you.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you another question. This year, how many different positions did you guard in the Big 12?
Man, I guarded 1 through 5. Really.
And I could have easily have said one through 4 would have been my response.
Yeah.
And there was some time you had to guard at 5.
Yeah, because we switch a lot, so you have to end up on them sometimes.
Zhaire sound like he just got asked that question right after a game.
Yeah.
He said, "Shoot, 1 through 5."
No, he's matured and grown up. You know, you can hear it in your voice. I guarantee you, folks, if you go back and look at the archives of what took place during the times of what took place during the times of the interview almost exactly 1 year ago. And to be back in the situation of be back in the same place here after your commitment 1 year. If you look at just your communications nature, your confidence, you've done a lot of interviews from then to now. Would you say that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah. What are you majoring in school? People want to know. All the NBA calls that I have fielded about you have been along the lines of what kind of guy is he, Branch? What kind of human being is he? You know, there's a lot of character questions that have been coming on about you. You know, nobody's really asking a lot of basketball questions. The only basketball question that I get from NBA guys right now are the question of, well, why wasn't he recruited any higher? But I've heard that before. I heard it with Jimmy Butler. You heard it with Jonathan Simmons.
How high can you go over the Big 12?
No, Coach, I'm talking about the way they recruited. The Big 12 wasn't beating your door down in September, were they, Zhaire?
Yes. September, yeah.
September, how many Big 12 offers did you have then?
I got probably 4. Three or 4.
In September? Okay, all right. That's my misdiagnosis right there. I didn't realize you had that many then because I know you were a spring piece of what was going on and then you were at that point. But let me ask you another real popular question right now, and you can handle it however you want to handle it. You can almost say no comment if you want to. How do you see the one and done? I mean, you didn't envision necessarily being a one and done guy, but now having to be around that and now look up and you wake up one morning and now you're a one and done guy. What do you think about all of this?
Yeah, I really don't have no comment on that. It's just if you got the opportunity, you should go and make sure you really want it done and see what these scouts saying and just take that information and do what you got to do with it.
Because right now you still have the ability to return to school. Is that correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, I do.
I mean, you're taking full advantage of the rules.
Right.
I mean,
you're taking full advantage of the opportunity.
Yeah, the rules is there. The rules is there.
Provide opportunity.
Yeah, you got the rules allow it. You got a strong buzz. Outside of from 1 to where Z is right now, I mean, he got just as great an opportunity to go up there and pop.
No, anything pop. I mean, and I'm not going to get into a lot of details on that. Yeah. But, right now on one of the more prominent draft boards, they're sitting there at some 19. I mean, I think yesterday you might have been 18 or might have been 20, I believe, wherever it is. And I mean, there's a lot of things that are going to change between now and then. So when I look at it, I evaluate prospects. And when you look at the prospects, you may be one of the most unique prospects on the board.
Right.
Right. And, let's go back to the college experience that you had this year from your first Big 12.
Well, that's what I want to go before. One question before you jump into the college.
Okay, go ahead.
I want to know because I don't know if Branch. I think Branch might have been in Houston during this time, but I remember watching your daddy play.
Yeah,
I just tell me the influence I'm talking about of him because every time you played, he's in there. So I'm saying the not the moves and all that stuff like that, but you listen to you talk, and you just said a few minutes ago on the one and done, you said, I knew it would come because of all the work I put in.
Right.
You said, I knew it would come. See, that's a big statement, Coach. He said he knew it would come because of the work he put in.
And with Billy, go ahead.
No, just
oh no, you said you want to talk about Billy.
But I know it. Yeah, but I'm just saying, I want to go back to that and Billy. I'm going to put that together.
Okay.
And did that come from your father, your mother? Who did that come from? Because 18, 19-year-old kid don't just make that comment.
Right.
It had that vision to understand, with all of your friends, and you see guys that I could play at this level, and some of these guys are being ranked number one. They talking about the McDonald's game. This guy might potentially could be in this, and your name wasn't in that, but you still here today talking about, I knew with the work I put in that this was gonna come one day. I mean, where did that confidence come from? From that understanding of if you put the work in, it's gonna pay off. Where did that come from?
It's just the love of the game. I just love the game so much, and I want to play this game for a long time. So I'm just putting the work, and if you do that, the basketball guys, they're gonna take care of you.
Basketball guys,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
What are some of the stories that you hear about in Garland? Because I mean, you about the next popular Smith come out of Garland, because I'm telling you, y'all got a big name out in Garland. You already know that. But how much growing up around Garland did you hear about the stories about Billy?
I heard a lot of stories about him and the South Garland crew, him, Cato, and all them. I heard a lot of stories. They were just really athletic. My dad played basketball and football, so I just heard a lot.
Oh, they was the real deal. They was the real deal.
Well, as we get ready to wind down, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back and talk about your journey from your first college game. We saw you as a high school. We have done that with you. We want to talk about what transpired in this 17 and 18 season and how that was for you. We're going to be about a 2-minute break, and we'll come back and visit more about that. You got the boys heating up here.
Yeah, you got a big shout out from Stacey Houston with the Plex. He said he want to send a big shout out and show you some love over there, Zhaire. He said he's proud of you.
Thank you.
He can hear you. He can hear you.
He can hear you. There it is. Here we are at the Lonestar Sports Show. All things sports, all things Texas. We're right here in North Texas, getting it in right here on Basketball Thursday. We got guest Zhaire Smith. We'll be coming back for our second segment here on Basketball Thursday with more Zhaire Smith. This particular segment is brought to you by Hartem Hotels. Hartem Hotels is leading in investments and in development. Go take a look at hartemhotels.com and you can see about put your money where you sleep. That's a perfect opportunity and tagline to have better understanding about what's going on. Everybody's using hotels, and one of their leading deals is a Hampton.
Come on, man. I want to hear Cardi and Bruno, man.
Is that who that is?
I want to hear Cardi and Bruno.
Be back in about 140 seconds with more Lone Star Sports Show. Right back. think they stole that one from somewhere. Something in there that kind of sounds strikingly familiar to me.
I'm sure it is. You know, I mean, I'm sure they sampled something. I mean, a lot of things being sampled. We don't have that natural ear like they had back then.
Is that what it is?
You know, everything got to be so quick. You know, we got to
keep it popping. So
we got to hear
recycling.
Yeah, you listen around. I'm looking at the Tupac movie the other night, and I'm looking at these guys. You know, they went in and pushed out a 2 CD album. A double CD. They pushed a double CD out in a week.
In a week. Yeah. I mean, you know, I don't know exactly how that goes. I'm a basketball scout. I know Zhaire Smith when I see him. I know all the Zhaire Smiths when I see him. I can spot that. That's what I do. I watch, look, and watch and listen, and try to come to a conclusion. But so glad to have you here. But take us through your experience of what it was like from the first day of official practice to the first game early in the preseason stuff, and then the first Big 12 game. Give us a little bit share a little bit about us, how that went, how you felt about that, what adjustments, and what did you think?
First practice, everything was intense. The cuts was intense. The way you move was intense. The way if you got to pause and look was very intense. So it was really hard on us in the first game. The first exhibition game, they treated like it was a real game, Big 12 game, a championship game. We just went through everything and coached us hard, and we did good. But the Big 12, that ain't no joke because every team real good. Like in high school or AAU, can have play a weaker team where you can just play like a daisel. But
I mean,
Big 12,
you may have been one of the best years of the Big 12. So you know, talk about some of the games, not necessarily the wins that you accomplished that were really landmark wins, and you know the fans. Tell us about those two things. Playing there at home with all the Kansases and Kansas State, because everything is a home and home. You went to their place, they came to your place. What was that like for you?
Home game, we had a big advantage. The crowd was great, and it just motivated us to play hard. And I don't think we only lost one game at home, and that was against Kansas.
That's an interesting piece there.
They ain't always been able to say that, Coach.
No, they haven't.
Okay, yes, I know Zhaire said it.
Zhaire don't know anything. He's just a young fella. He doesn't remember.
They ain't always been able to say that at Texas Tech, where the crowd, you know, they say the crowd was crazy and it took us over. How is life on the campus been down there? I know it's much love being showed to the basketball team down there. Love it.
Yeah, it is much love. I barely be on it, but I just go to class and get out of it. But it's a lot of love. The fans love us, and I'm just glad to be a part of
it. Yeah.
So now you gotten through the season and you're top 25 in the country and you're comfortable. What were you playing? 20, 24, 25 minutes a game, somewhere along in there?
Yes, sir. Yeah, right. Somewhere 24 to 30 minutes.
Okay. Yeah. And everything's going along. You kind of gotten used to it. And now you in selection Sunday comes. You know you're going to the NCAA tournament. You're not exactly sure what region you're going to be in. What was that experience like for you?
I was good. We really hope we got that Dallas seed. We was anxious. And once we got that Dallas seed, we was fired up. We was hyped.
Yeah. And then the game one, and I think I'm correct on this, you're playing Stephen F. Austin.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And Stephen F. Austin recruited you some and were in there and involved in the process. How intense was that being? I mean, that was a true all thing sports, all thing tournament, all thing Texas, 2 Texas teams playing in the American Airlines Center. Well, what was that atmosphere like? And I know the ticket request thing was driving you crazy, but what else other than that?
It was fun. I got much love for Coach Mason over there. I think I did a 360 dunk down. I looked and started smiling at him.
Hey, looking at my roommate.
Yeah, I looked at Coach Mason.
That's Stu Johnson's buddy.
He looked at old Wade. I got to tell Wade about that, Wade. Tell Wade you got posted.
Yeah, he got posted.
He ain't got to be on the court to get posted, Coach. When he stare you down right there, hey, there you go.
On the poster too.
No, that mean that was for you.
That was for you.
Yeah. I'm about to talk to my boy.
Man, let me ask you another question, kind of deviating a little bit. We're going to come back to some more. We got one more NCAA tournament question to ask you. But when did your athleticism really kick in as a young man, or as a boy, even growing up? When did you realize that you could jump way higher than everybody else?
I think my freshman year when I started playing. Yeah, my freshman year of high school.
So that's when was that when you first started playing basketball?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh no, I first started playing fifth grade.
Okay.
I was pretty good at blocking shots and rebounding. That's all I was really good at. But then as I started playing, I increased and got better.
Okay.
And then eighth grade, I got my first dunk. I knew I was pretty athletic, but ninth grade, I started dunking in games.
Right. Okay.
More.
That's the progression. That's how it goes.
Yeah, I remember sitting over there. I thought Mike was the most athletic on that team at first. Mike Underwater.
Oh, you're talking about on the summer team?
Yeah.
Yeah, on the summer team. Yeah. Mike was a good athlete. Now I remember the first time you showed me Mike.
Mike used to be sitting up there at that high post. Zhaire was working at baseline, short corner to short corner, just sliding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's
that was a hard poke. That was a hard team.
Well, he's always been tremendous from the short corner and at the elbow. I thought those were places that you were real comfortable operating, facing the basket, and had some signature moves from that situation. We're gonna go back to the NCAA tournament. So you're rolling along through there. You're playing in an NCAA tournament, and take us game by game all the way to the Elite Eight. Tell us how that went with you.
Game by game, we just had a plan. Just play hard. Every game, you gotta limit mistakes, and we played against some great 3-point shooting teams. And 3-pointers wins games, and so we had to take that away. And it was just a grind the whole tournament, especially against Villanova, because it was an all-around great team. Every player on that team was NBA prospect. So I think that was the toughest team we played.
So you feel
toughest team everybody played.
Yeah. You feel like that they were definitely. I mean, it's not like a fluke or whatever. One of the best teams in the country, maybe one of the 2 or 3 best teams in the country, including you guys, won the national championship. Would you say that?
No doubt, yes, sir.
Yeah. What was the toughest thing in that game, playing against the national championship team, Villanova, in that Elite Eight game there, which it was a quality game? Unfortunately, you guys weren't able to win it. But what do you recall about that experience and those 40 minutes? It wasn't an overtime game, was it?
No, it wasn't.
No, it wasn't overtime.
Yeah.
I just recall just have to play hard each and every player. Usually, sometimes teams have cloggers where they can't shoot threes, so we could help more. But this team, we couldn't help as much, and we just had to. It was just kind of hard, and we got out rebounded.
Yeah,
that's all I remember. We got out rebounded.
You know, one of the most impressive things that you just said then, and a lot of people don't take this for granted, and I want some of the young people that'll hear this. Did you hear the vernacular? And where its conversation is basketball terminology. So cloggers, Tell some of the young guys that are listening might go back and listen.
We're educated in the game.
Well, what is a clogger? We know.
A clogger.
Go ahead.
A clogger is like a person you can help off of. He really can't knock down threes and just make plays. If you guard a clogger, just make plays if you guarded him.
Boy, if we get you on the show a couple more times, Mr. Branch gonna learn something over here. I can look at his face. I saw that twinkle in his eye over there.
Yeah, I want to tell you what my twinkle in my eye is all about. My twinkle in my eye is that I love to see talented young men like him, like Zhaire, the ability to communicate and articulate. It opens up a whole big thing beyond basketball for him. Yeah. That's what I get excited about. I didn't have to ask what a clog. I know exactly what a clog.
Let me tell you this, Coach. Mm-hmm. You hear everybody talk about, over the next couple of weeks before Zhaire gets his letter and go to Chicago, you're going to hear a lot of people talk about his energy, his athleticism, his ability to knock down the three, shooting at a high percentage. But I'm going to tell you this, the biggest thing that Zhaire has, this is Coach Snoop watching you play. This is your biggest thing. Your ability to see a play way before it happens. It's almost like Tom Brady or somebody, Coach. He sees a play. That's why you beat so many people, and then your athleticism and quickness comes up to it. But you see a play way before it even
plays well after basketball, Coach.
Well,
he studies the game.
Well, and that's true. But I'm saying his ability, he sees it way before it happens.
Jason South and I had a conversation about it today, and Jason South is one of your admirers, was a really, really good player. That's one of the things that Jason talked about is just the ability to understand how to play without the ball. Young fella.
Do you see yourself like that, Zhaire? I mean, is it something that, I mean, does it seem like the game moving slow to you? Am I right in saying that you see a lot of plays way before it happens?
Yes, sir. Yeah. Just paying attention and just being alert on defense.
That's a big statement. Paying attention. It sounds simple, but that's a big thing right there. Yeah. Just paying attention.
Right. Yeah. No, there's no doubt about it. But like I said, the glimmer in my eye that Snoop Johnson is talking about, and you guys may be able to see that at the Lone Star Sports Network on YouTube. Y'all hit subscribe too. Is about how excited about the human being and the future. I don't know. I mean, you have an opportunity to have a great life. I mean, obviously you are a great talent. You've proven to be a great player, but a great life on top of that, and how much you're going to have the opportunity to impact this world, because when God blesses you with the kind of stuff that you have, and you have the intellect that you have, Zhaire, you're going to have so many opportunities, but people are going to care what you think. Yeah. You're not just a freak athlete.
Right. And no, he's more than just a freak athlete right now. I mean, them days is way over. Way over. Yeah, I mean, those days were really dying down between your 10th and 11th grade year, though. Those days was dying down back then. You can really tell that you was paying attention on transitioning your game and becoming more versatile than just running the baseline, You started that process way before today,
Well, really excited about everything. Everything is obvious. Y'all want to know more about Zhaire, you can follow him on his Twitter at Zhaire_Smith on Twitter.
Let me ask you a quick question. I know we got to go to break, and let me ask you a quick question. I know you're still in school. What are you doing preparing for your workouts and going to Chicago? Is one of the assistant coaches working you out? Or what's your process?
I was just doing the same old, just getting in the gym about 3 times a day. But first, I just work out with a GA. Okay. I get some shots up on my own. Then I come on later that night and just work on my game.
Let me tell you another thing that you need to do on your own is just go hit the track and run.
Yeah, to be in tremendous shape.
Everything's gonna be going, especially with you trying to figure it out in a short period of time. People are going to be trying to squeeze you in for a lot of workouts here and there, Chicago and everything. So the main thing
conditioning is everything.
The main thing you can do is
he telling you
great
God
shape.
knows gospel truth. Conditioning is everything. Andrew Jones was the same thing. We got our producer running us to a break here, man. We want to thank you so much. God bless and good luck, and continue. We're proud of you.
Pulling for you, man.
In Dallas, Texas, Garland people, all of Texas. We'll be pulling for you the entire time, man. Looking for great things, both on the court and off the court, from Zhaire Smith right there at Texas Tech in Lubbock, Texas. The Red Raiders, guns up.
And I don't want nobody to steal. Hey, Z, I don't want nobody to steal my idea. I'm going to go copyright that Super Z. That super, like the Superman shirt. I want that Z on there. Hey, but we're going to go no cape. No cape. We ain't going to wear no cape.
Man, proud of you, man. Get in there, man. And
Super Z.
We'll be checking on anything we can ever do to help you, man. We're all in support of you, and we just want to stay out of the way and admire and pray for you, and so excited about everything that you're doing, man. And keep on paving the way for the next generation to have somebody to be proud of and look up to. So good luck and God bless on everything. And we'll see you and talk to you soon. Take care. We're here at the Lone Star Sports Show. We had Zhaire Smith right here live as he gets ready to approach his NBA draft process and continuing his academic process there at Texas Tech University. Guns up, Red Raiders. We're excited about it.
Appreciate you, Z.
Be back.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
All right.
We'll be back in 180 seconds with more Lone Star Sports Show right here on the Lone Star Sports Network. We're coming back talking about unsigned seniors and things that will be going on with that process. But this particular segment is brought to you by the Lone Star Challenge. The Lone Star Challenge right there is going to be April the 20th through the 22nd at the Cedar Hill. Go take a look at TexasGrassrootsBasketball.org and learn more about what's going on. Follow us on Twitter. You know what's going on. You know what it is.